Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to today's session After School Club for Design It, ages 11 through 15. If you're joining us on Facebook or Twitch, you can always interact with me with chat. I am here to, answer questions or, just hang out. I like to hear about what you guys are making while I, show off some stuff here. For the past 3 weeks. I think it's 3. We've been doing some world building, and now we're going to go into some character design. If you missed the previous weeks, you can always go to dospace.org and search After School Club. In fact, I'm going to go there now. Yeah, if you go right there, there's After School Club. Kind of top. It's kind of hard to see a little bit, but I'll click on it. There's After School Club right here. If you scroll down, you get like information about the different groups, what you're doing each day and stuff like that. Just give us more stuff to do while we wait out for COVID to go away. But yeah, today Monday Design It is right here with information. I'm scrolling through. If you missed a week, you can always go down to archives and click on it to see what was happening of that day. So, if you guys watched the past weeks, I was making like a Nebraska themed type of world. And I think I'm gonna go with I don't know, I came up with corporate alien farmers have destroyed Nebraska, the ancient ruins around Nebraska. For mining their own things, and then someone finds corn and bring the revival of Nebraska culture with saying things you betcha and ope. But the aliens are going to come in and stop it was my thing there. I did talk a little bit about creating each things for your world, like figuring out the plants and the animals and all that stuff. For sake of time, I won't be going over this, but for the younger group, I kind of went into it a little bit. If I scroll down, we got, plants for the other talking trees, what type of land there are, what type of people there are, different groups. That's usually something you want to do for world building, just, have something to reflect. You can definitely take hours, weeks, even months or years creating a world with all these different details. Again, if you're watching this today, you can always say hello and chat, and hang out and tell me what you are working on. Yeah, so I'm going to go back up to character. Basically with character, we want to know their motivations, their goals, and their conflicts. So if I first want to talk about a little bit about character archetypes, I want to talk about the hero's journey first. So with all stories out there, a lot of them are based off the hero's journey. Not all of them, but a majority are. It is like the most popular type of story that everyone kind of creates these days. When someone tries to do something different, it ends up not being as popular as the hero's journey. So the hero's journey is kind of like combative mythology, where a lot of people follow this template that involves a hero that goes on an adventure, they have a crisis, they come home, changed, or transform. So if they go right here, here's the adventure. They got called an adventure. Someone tells them to go do something. And they got some challenges. They got to learn stuff. And they have a revelation. And they go down the dumps like everything sucks. But suddenly, I have a new power now. And then they go save something. And they return, get somebody met, and they're back home. So you can always think of your favorite story. And such. I'm gonna try to think of really popular media. I guess I'll go with, that's a little blocked off a little because there we go. I'm gonna go with you guys can try to give me a story suggestion and I can go through this, but I'm gonna go with Star Trek episode 4, where I haven't seen that for a while. I might not want to go with that. But where Luke is hanging out in the desert of Tatooine with their uncle, doing some stuff, and then Obi-Wan shows up out of nowhere. And they tell him hey, you have the Force? There's this thing with the Force. You become a Jedi. There's this whole big war going to happen. And then Luke decides, hey, I'll go with you. And they learned, with their mentor, the future aide, how to do, the Jedi stuff there. And then I'm trying to think with... No, it's definitely not with... It was Obi-Wan, not Yoda. I'm trying to remember this part for, like, the worst part. I think the worst part was probably when they're rescuing the princess, and then Darth Vader is there, and he's like, I am your father. And he's like, no! So that's his Luke's revelation right there, where that's the worst thing ever. Gets his hand cut off. And after that, he transforms, going like, oh, yeah, I need to fix some things. So he goes on a journey of atonement. After that, try to fix, the things his family has done and continues to do with the future movies. And then, of course, at the end of their, they kind of like take their next steps for the end of that movie. We notice more steps later on. See, the gift of goddess would be like the lightsaber, which technically came earlier. But yeah, that's kind of returned there. So a lot of stories follow that there. I'm trying to think of another one. What's another popular movie series? I guess Harry Potter. It's been a while since I've read and watched Harry Potter. Harry Potter is at home living underneath the stairs. I hope I'm not spoiling anything for you guys. But Harry Potter's leaving underneath the stairs in your hero's journey. And now shows up telling them about magic. He's got a weird scar on his head. And then he signs up for magic school. Finds a way to get there with a mysterious train traveling. And then after that happens, they meet, their mentor at Hogwarts, which would be, oh my gosh, what's his name? Dumbledore. Teaching them all the magic stuff along as all the other teachers. And then they have some challenges and stuff. And the worst part there was probably finding out this dude is trying to revive Voldemort. And before that, and then the worst part, probably, I'm trying to remember here. This is so bad. I'm trying to remember. For the worst, like the most, the climax of the movie, the worst part. Gosh, what was it? Before challenges, they were playing, some games on the brooms with the Sorcerer's Stone. Not only or something like, hey, maybe find a something, I don't remember. Go for transformation, atonement. There's like 8 more books to go through for this movie. I need to think of one that isn't like a trilogy. For this example, I guess for sake of time, I'm not gonna go through that. But yeah, you could think of like almost any movie or any book or any game or any type of story these days. They always almost always follow this hero's journey and stuff. And again, like I said before, when people try to stray away from this, a lot of times it ends up failing. So this is a really good template to go with if you're first starting, making worlds and creating characters and such. So with that in mind, the hero's journey, I talked about a mentor and stuff like that and friends helping you along the way. So I'm going to go into character archetypes now. This is just to give you some inspiration when you're creating your characters. I'm going to be starting with the main character, but so there's different archetypes. So there's the hero character archetype, the hero of the story, the main character. Everything's about this here. She-Ra, it would be Adora, Star Wars, depending on which trilogy, Luke, Rey, Anakin, kind of. And for heroes of those stories, Harry Potter for Harry Potter, Frodo for Lord of the Rings, except for the Hobbit's kind of a different perspective. All that stuff. Oh, there's examples right there. Shrek from the movie Shrek. Mulan, movie main character there. So you got your hero though. And all these archetypes I'm talking about are going to follow the hero's journey a bit. So you always think of things. So this hero, is your main character. And you got to have some side characters as you go on. So some side characters. You got a mentor who usually, teaches someone something In here, the mentor is usually an old bearded person who assists the hero by offering some advice or assistance or a gift or gives them powers for some reason that the hero needs to complete, and this mentor can't do it themselves. Almost every single time this mentor is like, oh, I got the stuff, but I can't complete this journey. This is your journey. So like Lord of the Rings, Gandalf. Obi-Wan for Star Wars. Try to think for other things. Dora was for She-Ra was like I'm trying to remember here her like evil mother figure. The daughter stuff was the mentor there. And yeah, usually the mentor sometimes dies. Happens very often when the mentor dies. I mean, like if someone like the writers are trying to figure out, this mentor can't complete this story for some strange reason. Oh, maybe it's because they die or this or that and all this stuff. And then after that, there's the main character's friends or like adventure buddies and stuff like that. So they have friends, you know, they go on the adventure. The adventure might be too difficult for the main character to overcome, so they have like an ally to come and help them with something. Like, you know, help them learn some small thing or, you know, make a joke. So, like, Harry Potter, there'll be Hermione and Ron Weasley are the buddies that go help Harry with stuff. And Shrek, that would be Donkey. And Puss in Boots. Sometimes Pinocchio and the other characters, but you got the buddies there. So, yeah, when you're creating characters, gotta have their buddies. We got a mentor, you got a hero. Next part is the herald character. The herald is something that always confused me in the past, but it's a character or sometimes an item or an event that signifies that something is about to change for the hero. This archetype appears at the beginning of the adventure, often delivering a message. So technically, the Harry Potter, it's the owl. You know, so they're just person who's bringing upon the call of adventure. Sometimes the mentor is also the herald. It just, you know, sometimes they come around with both. Like Gandalf was kind of both there. For Lord of the Rings, he delivered a message, and was the mentor there. So it's just something, an item bringing a message of some sorts and be like, hey, there's some bad things having to happen. You should go fix that. Someone needs to do it. You gotta do it. And then after that, there's Trickster. The Trickster is usually, they can be good or bad. They're usually the person making jokes. They challenge the main character, make people think of different things around where like, you see a character like, oh, they must be evil. Oh, no, they're actually good. So Donkey again from Shrek, Dobby from Harry Potter, Mushu from Mulan. I think you guys have seen Mulan. And after that is a shapeshifter. I actually did talk about a shapeshifter last week. It's usually this person who betrays the hero. That's what they usually are, not like physically change. But like they come off as like an ally or an enemy, and then they change their mind and betray the main character. And then, of course, there's the Guardian, who sometimes, like, stops the character from doing something, or they're with the main character. But, yeah, to stop the progress of the hero in their adventure, the Guardian might not be an actual character, but an obstacle. They are there to warn the hero, or not. So, if you think about, Thor, Marvel movie, there's a literal Guardian in that movie that's, like, stepping the way of like that pathway to go across different worlds. Idris Elba, I forgot the name of the character in the movie, but Idris Elba plays that character, which I still feel like they should have been a main character of their own thing because they're great. But yeah, just, you know, a thing like a rock or something, you know, just gets in the way. And then there's a shadow character. So shadow characters are the villains. I don't feel like I have to say much more than that. Again, could be a person or a thing, but they're the villain. So there's that. Okay, now I'm going to go back over here. Before I go to motivations, I need, what's my main character? Mentor. Allies. Herald. After Harold, you don't have to do these, but like I like to start with these to like figure out what characters I'm creating, and then go into details of each character. After Harold, was it Trickster? Harold, Trickster, yep. Now, every story doesn't have to have all of these characters here. After Trickster, Shape, Shifter. After Shapeshifter, it's Guardian, and then Shadow. And usually the Shadow is the shadow of the main character. They represent the evil like side of the main character, where they both have the same wants or goals, but have different means of completing them. Is usually how they would go in the stories. Main character. So this is my alien story where the main character, I don't even have a conflict yet. Well, no, I do, because the aliens are trying to like mine everything out of our like state of Nebraska. The main character is a mineral processor that finds the lost corn. And then that means the Herald over here is the corn. A shapeshifter. Kind of like, alien pretending to be main character's friend. They are the ones that, like, they try to start a revolution or something. Just to prison some humans to keep them in line. But they later turn to like the friends. So alien pretending is one person. I'm thinking for this main character, maybe their spouse. 'Cause I'm thinking like an old couple, you know, in Nebraska are making these characters. Again, if you're just tuning in, you can always chat with us, talk about what kind of characters you're making for your story. I also picture that they have some kids that help out with this, like the story. Yeah, and then the mentor is like this human the aliens kept alive to show them like they kept them alive for the aliens to figure out where more like minerals are. And then the trickster actually would be the kids. Guardian. Now this part, you know, I haven't gone that far down the story yet. Of course, anything in your like world building or character design can change anywhere along the way. You know, make it as you want. So this stuff I'm putting here is not gonna be solid stone, but it's giving me a place to start. So here, Guardian. I don't know yet, but so they found corn. They're gonna, you know, plant the corn, revive things. So shadow, there's multiple shadows. That'll be easy. Aliens. But for Guardian, what do I want to do for Guardian? I wonder if it would be the soil, like trying to plant some stuff. Would it be? I feel like it's a mixture of soil and the alien system. Would be the Guardian. There we go. Got some, you know, a lot of characters I need to make here. So the next part of this for character design that's really great, like, is, you know, creating the character. And of course you can like try to come up with some things on yourself, but literally it's really good just to search for templates. I found templates you can always like fill out. It makes it so much easier to create characters. So I'm just going to take this one here and fill it out. You can always, again, search, for character templates. Look up the one that I have right here. Usually for books, but, I might make this like a board game or a comic for however, what. Yeah, I have this. Oh yeah, motivation. So motivation, goals, conflicts. Conflicts is aliens. Goal is to revive Nebraska. Do you want to remember what the story is? It's just like a fantasy, urban fantasy of Nebraska, like a different alternate timeline where aliens will come here. To be honest, it's like we find aliens in the year 2020. I would not be surprised. I'll be like, yep, that sounds about right. But yeah, there's that motivations. The motivations is to I want to do like a dumb motivation, like they want to goals to revive. So motivations is just something that just keeps them going. There's a goal, but sometimes people's goals are not their motivations. Motivations are I want to make them like dad jokes, maybe. Dad jokes are the motivation. That's probably something I'm gonna, add in later. So now I'm gonna do oops. No, I guess it won't let me do that. I'm gonna bring this down to 10, unbold it, paste. There we go. That's kind of hard to see. I should bring up the size, but I want to make it huge. It's a little better. There we go. Okay, so like this stuff covers like name, age, basic stuff with their looks and stuff, and it goes and what they do, what's their favorites, what kind of relationships they have with all the different characters. And that's kind of why I created some characters to be made for me to describe the character relationships with different people. But yeah, that's basically a lot for character design. You got to figure out what different type of characters you're gonna have for your world that you're creating a story of. You need to figure out their motivations for each of the characters and the goals and the conflicts and all that stuff. And of course you can find a character template just to fill it out, and then after that you can start putting more together for your story here. And you don't have to do everything on here. You can create a very simple, short, character list. And of course, if you're doing this world building or story for like tabletop RPG games, your character sheet is your like your template, so you don't have to fill this out at all. So name. I'm gonna look up common names of Nebraska. Henry, William, Liam. There's Emma, Olivia, Harper. If you guys want me to pick a name, say that in chat. You can help me pick a name. Let's see, Harper, Charlotte. I know a lot of Sarahs around here. There's Mia, Emily, Zoe, Lillian. Some of these names I haven't met anyone with these names. I kind of want to go with Chloe. Kennedy. Huh, I haven't heard that as a girl's name before. I've met Haley's. I'm surprised Sarah... Maybe I skipped Sarah, but I'm surprised Sarah isn't on this list, because Sarah's usually... There's a lot of Sarahs. There's a lot of Brittany's. Brianna's. Also, a lot of these I feel like are very white. Genesis. Okay, I want to name them Genesis. Just because it feels ominous. Okay, I'm bold. Their name's gonna be Genesis. They're in their 40s. I haven't decided when yet exactly for 40s, but they're gonna be in their 40s. Human. Trying to think nationality. Of course, American. Latinx. Hometown. I'm gonna look up towns of Nebraska. That's not Omaha, Grand Island. I'm trying to think of like a really small town. I know there's Broken Bow, Weeping Waters. If you got a suggestion for a town for me to pick, let me know. Oh yeah, Weeping Water. I'm gonna go with Weeping Water here. Oh, there goes my light. Hold on. We have automatic lights, and for some strange reason, it doesn't see me from over here. Okay. Okay, I can close that now. Close that now. Close that. Yeah, again, world building character design is just a lot of research. Thinking about things online. I'm gonna go with, yeah, Weeping Waters. Current residents, mineral camps. Kind of like, where's the minerals in Nebraska? I know it'd be western Nebraska. Got generals naturally. Nebraska, western towns. Shadron, Gearing, Bridgeport Alliance. I'm gonna go like, I need to make a little fictional area, but I know of Western Nebraska, there's like a lot of rocky areas. Gotta do more research here, so you know, you gotta like do a lot of research of like what's around Nebraska. Nebraska mines. 3 mines. Lead, bismuth. They got 1 main line. So yeah, around up there. Crobute mine. I'm gonna call this alien. Let's put the Alliance. Mining grounds. Near that Mushroom Rock Park. And they're going to be a mineral processor. Yeah, there is a lot here. And you guys can go on and fill in all this stuff. But that's about most I'm going to do for today. Next week, I'm actually going to be drawing these characters out based on what I create in here. If you have, you know, any questions now or suggestions you want to, you know, make for your own stories, you can definitely type here. But otherwise, that is it for today. Thank you very much and have a good night, everyone.